All right, welcome everyone. We are about to dive into a subject that I promise you forms the very foundation of every single business decision you will ever make, and that subject is accounting. Now, before your eyes glaze over, let's just get one thing straight. This is not a math class. This is about learning a new language, a language that's going to take you from just being a player in the business world to being a true leader. So let's just tackle the elephant in the room, right? You see accounting on your schedule, and you're probably thinking, okay, here we go, another required course I just have to get through. Maybe you're a marketing genius, or you're planning to be a rock star in HR, or maybe you're all about operations. So why this deep dive into what just looks like a bunch of numbers and spreadsheets? And here it is. This is the fundamental answer. Imagine for a second that you were asked to lead a team in a country where you don't speak a word of the local language. You couldn't understand what they need, you couldn't read the signs, you definitely couldn't negotiate deals. It would be an impossible task. Well, business is that country. And accounting, that's its native tongue. Every single hope, every failure, every brilliant strategy, and every big win, it's all communicated through financial data. So this isn't about bookkeeping, you see. It's about becoming fluent in leadership. To get started, let's bring this whole idea down to a level you already know like the back of your hand, your own life. We're not going to jump into massive corporate balance sheets just yet. Nope. To really get the logic of business accounting, we're going to start with the CEO of You Incorporated.
You know, at its very core, this is all accounting is. It's just a structured way to get a handle on your financial reality. So in accounting speak, the stuff you own, that's your assets. Things like cash in the bank, maybe your car, any investments you have. And what you owe, those are your liabilities, student loans, that credit card balance. And the flow, the money coming in from your job versus the money going out for rent and food, well, that tells the whole story of your financial life. It's really that simple and that powerful.
The truth is, you are already an accountant. You really are. When you make a budget to figure out if you can afford that spring break trip, you're doing a core accounting function. When you look at your student loan balance and compare it to what's in your savings account, you're analyzing your personal balance sheet. Deciding whether to put $100 into a stock or save it for a down payment, that involves weighing risk and potential return. And guess what? That's financial analysis. You are already using these exact principles to build your own future. And this slide right here, it perfectly shows how we make the leap from personal to professional. The underlying goals are basically identical. The only thing that changes is the scale and the complexity. Your goal to save up for a house is functionally the exact same as a company's goal to fund new equipment. Both are long-term investments that need careful planning and resources. And growing your personal investments, that's a perfect mirror of a company's constant drive for revenue growth. The principles are one and the same, just with a few more zeros tacked on at the end.
Okay, so now that we've grounded these ideas in your personal life, let's scale it all up to the business world. If accounting is the blueprint for your personal finances, then for a business, well, the accounting department is the command center. It's the central nervous system of the entire organization.
You're going to hear this quote a lot, and for very good reason. But what does it actually mean? It's not just that business uses numbers. It means that every single department's performance, marketing's campaign success, how efficient operations is, sales revenue, all of it is ultimately translated into and judged by the numbers you see on financial statements. Accounting is the universal translator that gives leaders a complete, unbiased picture of the entire organization's health.
So here's the crucial part. This language gives you control. This isn't just about recording what happened in the past. It's about actively shaping the future. By accurately tracking where your revenue comes from and what your costs are, you don't just see what you earned, you can dig in and analyze which of your products are the most profitable. This lets you pinpoint exactly where you can boost your profit margins. And having this detailed financial view helps you dodge catastrophic mistakes and, maybe more importantly, shines a light on hidden opportunities for growth you'd otherwise miss.
And this brings us to the real purpose of all this data collection. The numbers themselves, they aren't the point. The answers are the point. Accounting is a tool, and it's a tool specifically designed to answer the most critical, high-stakes questions a leader is ever going to face.
And listen, these are not theoretical questions from a textbook. They are real, they are urgent, and they have incredibly high stakes. These questions determine whether a company is going to thrive or completely fail. The right answer, based on solid data, leads to growth. The wrong one, based on a gut feeling or incomplete information, well, that can be fatal. This is the most fundamental question of all, liquidity. A classic mistake students make is confusing being profitable with having cash. A company can be profitable on paper, making lots of sales, but go bankrupt because it doesn't have the actual cash on hand to pay its bills, like payroll. The statement of cash flows answers this directly. It's a report that tracks the real, actual cash coming in and going out. It tells a leader what they can spend right now, not just what they've earned. Seriously, misunderstanding this is one of the fastest ways for a business to fail.
Okay, so now we're moving from short-term survival to long-term investment. This question is all about capital budgeting, and the answer is never just a simple yes or no. Accounting data helps a leader analyze the potential return on that big investment. For this, we look to the balance sheet. Think of the balance sheet as a financial snapshot of the company's assets, liabilities, and owner's equity on one specific day. It gives you that big picture you need to make the call by answering the question, what is our financial position right this minute?
Now this is a strategic question, and it's rooted in what we call managerial accounting. To answer this, it's not enough to know which product brings in the most revenue. You have to understand its true profitability. That means carefully figuring out all the costs associated with each product. The income statement, which is like a financial movie showing revenues and expenses over a period of time, like a quarter or a full year, this is what reveals which products are truly driving your profit. That's what allows for smart, intelligent investment.
See how this works? This shows how accounting connects every single part of the business. This isn't just a marketing question, it's a financial one. A good accounting system can track the return on investment, the ROI, for different marketing campaigns. By comparing how much a campaign cost to how much revenue it brought in, a leader can make data-driven decisions about where to put that marketing money next time. It makes the entire operation more efficient. So for our final section, let's put it all together. Let's walk through a real-world, concrete example of how a skilled leader uses this financial language to go from just raw data to a smart, strategic decision. This is where the rubber meets the road. Okay, so here's the scenario. You've got $1 million to invest. The question is, where does it go? Product A or product B? So you pull the data. Step 2, the income statement is staring you in the face. It shows product A has a nice, healthy 40% profit margin. Product B, only 20? Now, the biggest mistake a student or even a junior manager can make is to stop right there. They'll look at that and say, easy, invest in A, it's more profitable. But the savvy leader, the one who speaks the language, knows that's just the first clue. So you dig deeper. You look at sales trends over the last 3 years. And what you find is that product A's sales are totally flat. But product B, its sales are exploding, growing at 50% year over year. That's the story behind the numbers. Product A is your reliable cash cow right now, but product B is your future. And that leads you to the nuanced, smart decision in step 4. You keep supporting product A for its steady profits, but you put that new investment into product B to fuel its growth and secure the company's long-term success. And at the end of the day, that is the entire point. Accounting isn't about finding the right answer in the back of a textbook. It's about learning how to gather, interpret, and analyze financial evidence so you can build a strong case for a course of action. It transforms decision-making from just a guess into a logical process. It gives you the confidence to lead with choices that are actually backed by data. So as we start this journey together, I want you to remember this. Every single financial statement, every report, every piece of analysis, it's a chapter in a company's story. It's a story of ambition, of struggle, of innovation, and of value. Your job as a future business leader isn't just to be able to count the numbers. It's to understand the story they're telling. So the real question is, are you ready to learn how to read?